We're live. All right. Rayanne, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming.
شكرا.
So, نحن نبلش البودكاست على طول بنقول كيف جيت لهون، كيف صرت هون وشو بتعملي and we go from there.
Okay. I was born and raised in New York. Some كتير يعني هلا special. بس I lived all my life here بحبها وما بحبها.
هلا بنحكي
نتفق نحكي فيه.
What I do, I'm an aesthetic injector. صار لي شي 8 years بشتغل بهذا المجال، يعني كل شي بوتوكس fillers, everything non-surgical بعمل. I have يعني شغل لإلي لحالي، وكمان بشتغل مع ناس يعني بعيادات وهيك. That's what I do for
very interesting. عندي سؤالين، واحد عن قلتي هلا، واحد ما خصه قلتي. أول سؤال دايما بسأل العالم يلي بيكونوا guests on our podcast يلي born and raised here Arabic language تبعولن عرفتي؟ هي من الأحسن I think يلي born here كعربي. I assume بالبيت تحكوا عربي
صح.
أهلك قد ايه كانوا لهم هون بعدهم بيحكوا بس عربي أو هالشغلة؟
كل اللي بيتعرف علي جديد بينصدم صدمة حياته إنه أنا مش ولا مرة يعني عشت بلبنان أو ببلد عربي بالأحرى. obviously أهلي لهم دور كبير بهذا الموضوع. أنا ماما ما بتحكي إلا عربي معنا بالبيت، أنا وخيي. وأنا كمان يعني في جهد مني إني أنا بحب لبنان، وكنا ننزل كتير على لبنان نحن وصغار، بابا وماما ينزلونا يعني you know like to keep the culture and everything like that. وأنا تعلقت فيه 2-3 times a year كنا ننزل نقعد كتير، فبتعرف القرايبين كمان منمارس اللغة يعني بالبيت. I think that played a really big role in يعني حتى يعني بتحس إنه كأني أنا شو
that is true.
بس ضل
I like the music too, so I think that helps.
Okay, كمان that helps.
بسمع
Arabic. So I would assume it worked. يعني مش بس language بقى in the culture عندك. You felt attached للبنان.
طبعاً.
حسي بالculture
طبعاً. يعني أنا خيي for example هو بيحكي عربي بس مش مثلي يعني. أنا عندي هيك true Lebanese. because أنا معلقة أكتر باللبنانيز culture مثل ما قلت الميوزك. خيي يعني بيحكي لأنه مجبور يعني.
طيب تاني سؤال كان عندي إياه عن كمان شيء قلتيه هو what you do, how did you get into that, شو الباكجراوند تبع هيدا، إذا حدا interested أصلاً يفوت بهيك شيء يعني.
So هلا هيدا aesthetic industries booming يعني صار له شي 4-5 years. I'm sure you guys kind of have an idea. Obviously بلبنان سابق عصره بس هون بأمريكا they don't really like focus a lot على هول المواضيع يعني natural approach. No, I don't know what Botox is blah blah blah. فجأة هبيت لما شفنا كايلي جينر كيم كارداشيان sisters عملت her lips. ففجأة الأمريكانز صاروا what's this? We want to get into this. I want to look like that. فصار لي I would say أنا صار لي شي 7 years I practice. هبت past 5 years. So
right on time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. The Lebanese helped me عشان أنا
عندك الباك
عند الباكراوند. in regards to your question about how I began, so I did nursing school for 4 years. I got my bachelor's degree, and then I specialized. Basically, I didn't choose to do the hospital traditional nursing route. حلو هون بأمريكا إنه they allow you know nurses to get certified and you have to go take a specialty courses and like hours and training, and then you get certified, and then legally you're allowed to inject, obviously depending on the state, but because I reside in New York it's allowed for me. I was allowed because أنا كمان كفيت أكتر. So that was how I started. I did my 4 years of bachelor's in nursing. اشتغلت شي سنة بالمستشفى as a OR operating room nurse.
How was that? أنا عم تاخد نفس عميق.
That's you know You know what? It was a really nice experience بصراحة. تعلمت كتير منها. تعلمت كتير قصص عن حالي منها، يعني إنه أنا مثلا شو بحب شو ما بحب، شو ستايل حياة الشغل اللي أنا بحب مارسه. يعني تعلمت إنه أنا بحب أكون independent أكتر. Okay. And working in the OR, you have to be a team player a lot. You know. It was a good experience. I did learn a lot. بس مش ما كانت لإلي صراحة. So while I was doing that كنت عم أسعى لأنه بلش بالأستريكس. So ضليت إنه روح أعمل certifications. There was a very special doctor to my heart. He's the one who took me like under his wing. Can I say his name?
Up to
yeah, okay, yeah, I would love to. اسمه Dr. Ayman Matta. He's a
shout out Dr.
نحن معروفين بالشوت اوت.
Yeah, exactly. He's an eye surgeon. So he's Egyptian, and he took me under his wing, and he wanted to grow his aesthetic practice besides the eye practice that he does. And I was his what's شو الكلمة؟
apprentice.
Exactly. عشان أنا أوظفني
لإلي. أنا صراحة إنه أنت جاي من لبنان سوري مش جاي من لبنان وعم تقولي اسعى. هيدا أنا ما بستعملها. أنا respect يعني برافو أهلك يعني respect.
listen أنا قلت لكم أنا من الجنوب. So obviously في كلمات حتطلع يعني أنا I don't even know.
No بس اسعى is very literal. يعني فصحى أكثر من
واو شابو.
سعي إلى.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry. So وبعدين أخذت courses وهيك معه وبلشنا أنا وياه و I worked with him for a while وبعدين بعدني بشتغل معه في أيام يعني he's like my mentor, you know.
أكيد.
Yeah, so كبرت حالي وطورت حالي واشتغلت كتير. رحت أخذت a lot of certifications from other countries. I went to London. I trained with certain doctors on certain techniques. رحت على Brazil, for example. I took an MD codes course. Just things like that, you know. So and then أنا with my practice طورت أشياء عملتها my own. I figured out شو الأشياء اللي أنا مثلا بحب أمارسها أكتر. يعني you know the aesthetic industry is big. There's Botox, the fillers, there's lasers, there's skin. Everything works together. فيا and it's my passion. بحبها كتير. I think I'm good at it. That's what they tell me.
Nice.
I think I'm good at it also. يعني part of the reason إني كتير بحبها يعني لأنه بعملها من قلبي يعني. بحس إنه نهار بيروح هيك كله like 8 hours. It's like what? The day's done. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. أصلاً يعني you did mention وأنا بحس هذا الشيء applies لكل الفيلدز. Being passionate is one thing بس الواحد دايما يجرب يطور حاله certification trainings تشوف other techniques تشوف هيدا لأنه بالنتيجة حتى لو وصلت لمطرح أنت successful ما فيك توقف بأرضك أنا okay I done it I'm done هلأ بس علي to practice. That doesn't work that way لأنه كل industry بحس it keeps moving forward.
أكيد.
كل شيء so إذا هلأ أنت successful بس ما حطيت الأفورت مش يعني بعد سنة وبعد سنتين وبعد ثلاثة رح تكون successful.
Backing up on what you said بدي كفي لك my education عشان اللي عم يسمعنا اللي more interested. So يعني part of that also كفيت. I did my master's وهلا I'm doing my doctorate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
where?
I'm doing it through Walden University.
Okay.
Yeah. So the doctor is killing me بس يلا ما عليه.
Nice. Good. I'm interested in the business side of things. يعني كيف قررت تفتح your own clinic or what you call it and how was that process. So حتى إذا you want to mention numbers إنه how much of an investment it takes to open something. إنه هون in this country it's expensive to start something like that يعني especially if you risk your own money يعني.
طبعا.
So if you want to go into that قد ما بدك detail مش ضروري تفوتي تفاصيل.
So هي الفكرة يعني to begin بدك تشوف where you're trying to open لأنه في certain laws depending on the states. يعني في laws مثلا بنيو جيرسي they're a little bit more strict with who can open in regards to medical licenses. هلا anyone can open a medical practice. You can be a businessman and open and have a medical doctor or we call them like a supervisor or director. Their license is on the clinic and then you just hire people and you're the owner. You know, it's
Okay.
your money, you invested in it, you pay your dues to the director, you pay your staff وهيك وبس.
Sure.
وهيدي إذا حدا عادي بده يفوت بالموضوع. إذا حدا medical person يعني again we can start as a nurse, you can start as a NP, you can be a PA, again depending on the laws. You know, you have to go about that. بس in general حتكون يعني فكرة هي الموضوع مكلفة يعني لأنه إذا بدك تعمل شيء مرتب وحلو هلا it's becoming very competitive يعني every corner you turn صار في you know medi spa بيقولوا لها. وفي كتير doctors بيكونوا their specialty is مثلا gynecology مثلا or respiratory صاروا بدهم يعملوا botox and fillers
They're
which
hopping
is
on the trend.
yeah they're hopping on the trend which is you know to each his own right to but they go take courses and they become qualified لأنه it's a cash business so instead of getting paid through insurance you know $20-30 a visit بيقولوا لك لا بنعمل botox and filler. Exactly, it's cash business. So I get it. Back to your question. Sorry,
No, that's fine. Keep going.
As part of, for me, I obviously had to work for like 4 years. لجمع مصاري لأنه it's very expensive. حتى أنا يعني I started something small منا شيء كتير كبير again I had my mentor he was there for like legal support وكل هالأخبار لأنه again depending on the state you know you can open if you have an MD you might be able to open on your own depending on your license أنا وقتها I had my RN and I didn't have the NP وكل هالأخبار so بتفرق yeah, I had to borrow money from my dad. And I had some money saved because I had this goal in my mind. إنه eventually أنا بدي أعمل شيء لإلي. وبعدني يعني عم جرب قد ما فيه طور لأنه again مثل ما قلت لكم it's competitive now يعني صار أي حدا بكب ديل هون صارت ال patient not so loyal anymore لأنه بتقلك إنه خلص ما it's just Botox إنه عادي يعني بس بعدين بحسوا بالفرق when they see like oh no it's not just Botox the result was different but everybody needs to try وهيك as part of like investment wise the money كلفتني يعني حسب how big you want to go I'll give you like a range you can talk about 100,000 to 500 to $1 million depending on how big and how luxury and how the location or if you're gonna own the property مثلا the space or you're gonna lease or rent تفرق يعني equipment كمان if you're gonna have lasers a laser machine can range from 20,000 هاي شيء منيح يعني all the way up to 200,000 you can lease it so بتفرق يعني what you're trying to offer the services كمان
sure overhead between staff وهيك is it also high ولا relatively lower cost
so here it depends كمان am I the one injecting or am I hiring people
you tell me
so أنا for me I'm injecting so I pay myself obviously from my profits وإذا حبيت إنه زيد another injector أكيد حسب طلب الشغل يعني إذا أنا ما عم بقدر لحق لحالي I will hire مثلا an injector تانية depending on her title is she an RN NP PA her salary will be more and qualifications obviously بعدين في عندك you know basic stuff your front desk your estheticians they do the facials or lasers you have a manager so yeah it's definitely like
it grows to be a business not just like a practice it's
definitely a
كل
business
aspect of هذا
cool nice
سؤال شوي إذا ما بعرف قديش قادرة قديش you're أصلاً involved بهيدا الماركت بلبنان إذا فينا نعمل مثل small comparison لا يمكن techniques لا skills لا how it's regarded by the people لا قديش في ناس qualified versus قديش في ناس unqualified بين هون ولبنان يعني كل هاد difference
صح
قد ما فينا نحكي عن الموضوع ما بعرف
so actually أنا عشت بلبنان only شيء ما بقول عشت فيه لأنه it was only like 6 months بس إنه يعني I actually got into this business there للأسف بلبنان ما في there is no شو الكلمة
awareness أو نحكي عن غير شيء
no there's no like legalities regulations yes exactly.
حس
ما
حلو
في.
الديكشنري اليوم
انت اليوم تجيب لنا كل شيء. انا خليك هون.
الوردز كلهم طالعين منك. فايه there's no regulations للاسف. سو صار اللي يعني عندها صالون شعر بتعمل بوتوكس وفيلرز. ما في regulations على البرودكتس اللي عم يستعملوهم. بيجيبوا من
quality of the product.
exactly they bring from China, from Korea. Not to say انه they're not FDA regulated. يعني في complications ممكن تصير. Plus the qualifications of the person doing the service.
Yep.
انه انت you don't know anatomy. if you block an artery, do you know how to reverse a vascular occlusion مثلا. يعني you can have tissue death, blindness. كتير yes. للأسف بلبنان they don't take it seriously. يعني فاكرين الموضوع يلا إبرة بوتوكس إبرة فيلر.
ما في repercussions إذا واحد غلط that much يعني.
Right, exactly. So هاي للأسف. وفي شغلة هلأ طالعة لأنه you know I have a few doctor friends بلبنان dermatologists و they do this aesthetic industry. They have clinics وهيك. في كتير ناس عم saying they're doctors بلبنان. It's called like fake doctor, fake awareness. ما بدك تتسجل بالنقابة هونيك ويعني you have to get your privileges to do this. So yeah, so it's a whole hot mess مثل ما بيقولوا. you know الدكتور كمان حتى لو كان دكتور كمان بده يوفر بروح بجيب product من China. فتفرق you know depending on your budget. I always say this is a luxury. If you don't have the money or you cannot afford it, don't do it. Don't try to save عشان it can cost you more to fix it in the long run.
أكيد. What about people's perspective? بعتقد you did mention هالشي before إنه هون هلأ صار شوي العالم هيدا واي بلبنان هيك. بس برضو كيف البرسبكتيف تبع people يعني again فينا نحكي من قديش في demand وفينا نحكي قديش obviously it's يعني it's the elephant in the room إنه كل عم بيقولوا له إنه اللي عم ينعمل هيك it's fake it's whatever.
سبايدر هذا البات تبعه
اتركوا اوعى تعمل له شيء.
نزل علي.
sorry magic I do magic as well.
بتعمل ماجيك انت كمان. وانت كيف لقطته؟ You have good eyes.
Yeah.
You have to have good eyes to be a good injector.
I'm sure. I hope so. يعني
أنا مش هيك. أنا لو ما هول.
لا مش ما قصدي vision. good eyes يعني ال proportion. ما أنا أصلاً ما بشوف عن بعيد. You should see me driving. أنا disaster. Anyway كنت عم تقلي على
people's perspective. قديش منتقد قديه بيشجعوا قديه العالم بيتحمسوا قديه بيجيكي عالم إنه لا مش عارفين إذا بنعمل هالشي. You know what I mean?
So it depends on the culture والبلد.
Okay.
هلا بلبنان تجيك هي يعني عارفة exactly هي بعد شوي هي هتاخد الإبرة حدق حالها. She knows exactly what she wants. Because again, you know, they've been doing this for a longer periods of time. In America تختلف. هون very conservative بيكونوا no I don't know I want to think about it. I'm afraid what if I don't like the result. And you know what it's good to be this way. أنا برأيي يعني حلو الإنسان يكون a bit more conservative when it comes to things like their face you know. لا هون they do their research بحبوا يعني ياخدوا information ويروحوا بيناموا على الموضوع. بترجع okay I thought about it I think I want to try. Can I try a little مثلا أنا بحب هون نوع patients.
You prefer this approach?
Yeah, because my approach my style of work you know every injector has their own style. I like to do something called like a more harmonization of the features. يعني I don't like to augment or change the person لدرجة إنه ما يكون حاله أو مثلا أعطي نفس النتيجة لكل الأشخاص. يعني للأسف مثلا بلبنان بتطلع ترند مثلا إنه jaw line نفرتيتي إنه بس هذا الشيء ما بيلبق لكل الناس للأسف. لا ما هلأ هو دارج لا نحنا كلنا لازم نروح نعمله.
It's not a fashion choice.
exactly. فاللي بحبه هون بأمريكا إنه no they are willing to يعني يسمعوا رأيي وبياخدوا برأيي و they do their research و they're not trying to hop on a trend. that's the difference with the cultures. يعني our Arabic culture مش بس لبنان يعني most of the Arabic cultures they like to hop on trends or they're not conservative in their approach. مش الكل بس إنه most
Okay.
of them. They're a bit more شو الكلمة risky.
Okay. Really?
الأمريكانز منهم كتير risky
Okay.
يعني.
Conservative.
Yeah, more conservative.
What's the weirdest request you've got? If you want to share.
Weirdest request.
I know something very unusual حدا طلب بده يعمله انت قلت انه I can't do this انه او I don't.
اي هلا في ترند طالع هي الراشن لبس. Russian.
شو يعني؟
Okay.
يعني
Which is?
it's I can give you an example. شو نورجي الجمهور.
شو بنحطها هون pop up.
Exactly. So it's basically lips are done in a way where it's like ما بعرف أصلاً كيف فسرها لأنه they're just very unnatural
انت عم فكر تعمل هيك شيء ولا؟
Russian lips. هلا
يعني it's like very augmented to the point إنه it's not your lips anymore يعني. هي الفكرة إنه مش بالكترة. It's again what suits your face, you know. في ناس إنه لا big lips ما بيناسبهم يعني. فلا مش إنه في كتير يعني مثلا بيصيروا هيك. وبعدين بيكون في it's like very ledgy the profile بيبين في كتير إنه migration يعني بيبين هيك منفوخ كتير.
لا بيسموه Russian.
I don't know.
أنا درجة
I guess لأنه ال Russians معروفين بالشفاف more prominent. You know, they're.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of this. Like they basically they augment.
So you don't do this? إذا حدا قالك بدي إجي أعمل هيك, you don't do it?
I don't do this. I have a Russian technique, but it's more conservative than this. So I'm able to give you a height and shape, بس مش لهيد الextreme درجة. I don't like anything extreme. I try to draw my patients away from that.
Sure.
Give them a different perspective. Another crazy thing, مثلا they come and they give me celebrity photo, Kim Kardashian. I want like her كذا. في كتير هلا ما كتير بأمريكا يعني في cases مبلا more with like the younger generation. More of the Lebanese they بدي مثلا حنك نادين الجيم مثلا بقول لهم انا بس هيدا ما بيزبط عليك او ما بيلبق لك مثلا I get crazy requests like that then I'm like okay لا انه انا شايفه ما بيلبق لك هيدا الشيء وانا I'm very honest يعني in this industry للأسف a lot of providers I'm gonna call them providers عشان نشملهم كلهم لأنه like I said it's a big umbrella في كذا qualification بتأهلك إنك تعمل هيدا الشيء يعني they just go for the money like yeah بعمل لك or they oversell a patient يعني
okay.
بعد عندي سؤال عن هيدا how ما بعرف إذا حتى سؤالي منه صح بس how reversible is something and how frequent معقول يكون a type of شيء يعني شيء لازم ينعمل كل شهر أو شيء إذا حدا عمل فهمت قصدي
yeah like you're saying إنه قد إيه الواحد بده يستثمر بهذا الموضوع أو إنه استثمار هي استثمار يعني you're in your face and you know your skin and all of that you know it depends on what your target is what are your expectations you know as a patient في ناس مثلا they need a lot of work لأنه they didn't start this stuff early on مثلا Botox for example أنا I push my late 20s early 30s to start getting Botox as a preventative measure عشان ال lines ما يصيروا what we call like static ما يعلموا بالجلد yeah I push them to start it a bit early because it's going to pay off in the long run. This is once it wears off, خلاص, you need a new treatment.
Okay.
So nothing non-invasive is 100% permanent, which is good. You know, if you don't like it, خلاص. Fillers, for example, hyaluronic acid fillers is one of the types. They're reversible. We can dissolve them. في نوع مثلا بيكون اسمه calcium filler. There's no true way to reverse it. You just have to wait for it to go on its own.
Okay.
بس إنه your body gets rid of it for the most part. So ما في شيء إنه مثل العملية 100% permanent.
Okay. مش عم تشقي وتفتحي
لا. والmaintenance هو depends on the person يعني everybody's different. في ناس they have a good base to begin. I call it a good base. They don't need much work or much upkeep أو متابعة يعني. وفي ناس again they never did this stuff and they're kind of late to the game so they need more attention, more fillers, more Botox. أو عندها هي specific concern إن مثلا her upper face لا بحطها على treatment plan. أوكي اليوم حنعمل مثلا إبرتين، بعد 3-4 أشهر 5 أشهر حتزيد إبرة هيك يعني. I do things تدريجيا.
اوكي بعد عندي سؤال اذا ما
ليك اذا بدك فل انا
لا انت
نشخط
انت عم تلاقينا الكلمات
نشخط انا بنخلي ايه
اند ايف خليها اند ايف بس انت عم تجيب لنا الكلمات
انا
dictionary
يلا روح
لا عم بيخطروا على بالي من ورا شو عم بتسال.
It's interesting industry صح يعني.
it's deep.
There's way more to it than احنا اصلا كنا مفكرين.
Anything has levels to it صراحه انه هاد ضوء له كثير levels اذا بدك تفوت فيه على الاخر.
هلا اذا بدنا نقعد نحكي عن نفتح بودكاست ثاني نخبر بس لانه قلت شيء لفت لي نظري لسؤال قلت you were saying a lot of her وشي وهيك. بعرف هلا everyone is trying to normalize everything وكل شيء فينا نعمله للبنات وللشباب بس انه we know for a fact انه هذا الشيء بيعملوه البنات اكثر من الشباب صح؟ قد ايه بيجي لعندك شباب قد ايه بيجي لعندك شباب نقزنين او يعني هذا التوبيك ما بعرف.
الشباب
اوكي
you know I serve all types of communities again يعني هيدا الموضوع كمان maintenance للشاب في maintenance للشاب يعني at some point you know we basically have the same anatomy as you. Females and males have the same anatomy. And I don't mean to be genders, biased or specific يعني. بس إنه في شباب they like to maintain themselves بيعملوا Botox وأنا I'm a supporter of that for maintenance preventative reasons. وفي منهم مثلا كمان مع العمر أو الضعف بصير عندهم مثلا low يعني the structure kind of falls apart لأنه as we age our all our fat compartments and our bone resorption goes down so بحاجة لشيء يعني يساعدنا. هلا كل شيء برجع اللي نحن كنا عنا إياه we're trying to just upkeep what our natural anatomy. It's good. أي شيء بيصير augmentation يعني إنه نحن عم كتير نغير بالشكل it's a موضوع تاني صار. I have males. Okay. I do their Botox. I have, some of them they're gay. Some of them are straight. ما في يعني. وأنا بشجع يعني بحس إنه at some certain age لا لازم إنه مثلا أنا بابا سوري حمسته كتير he didn't يعني أكيد he knows that I do all this stuff. I don't think he was so educated on it يعني. There's a big stigma on males like لا كيف عم تعمل Botox.
That's why I asked this question.
Exactly لا كيف أنت لا شو يا برو لا بس لازم لأنه شو بك يا زلمة
بابا برو
يا برو يا بابا بس لا أنا بشجع لأنه when you educate them on it لا بيقولوا لا أنا sometimes just looking in the mirror they're like oh shit I need something يعني. لا أهلا وسهلا. وما ضروري يكون يبين فيك يعني. إذا بتروح عند يعني الشخص المزبوط فيك تعمل بوتوكس وما يبين كتير إنك عامل يعني.
Okay. What's the lowest age يلي
that I would treat?
Yeah. And recommend هلا recommend قلنا إنه 20s نص 20s.
Actually بهالquestion في حدا يجي مع أهله let's say واحدة عمرها 15 تيجي مع أهله they can sign إنه they consent.
أنا I don't do it صراحة.
بس can they إنه legally مش أنت عندك بس
legally they can I guess yeah
okay.
if you have legal consent from a parent or guardian. بس أنا يعني I'm against it يعني. I personally would not treat a 15-year-old.
Okay nice.
16 17 18 كمان it depends what she's looking for. إذا شفاف يعني fine من مرق يعني.
Because they're not permanent صح إنه
لأنه صارت like I said يعني هي صارت a trend. صارت السوشيال ميديا كمان بيلعب يعني big دور يعني big influence على الموضوع يعني. هلا اليوم نحن ما فينا نلغي وجود السوشيال ميديا يعني. كل ما these teenagers they have social media they're looking at these influencers and blog posts وكل هالأخبار and they see these girls with lips they're getting their lips done so they want to hop on the trend.
And that was my next question. With social media, TikTok, all that rising exponentially the past few years, how has that changed? Well, obviously, أنت بشغلك صار يكبر اسمك ويجيك more customers to begin with, but has this shown إنه كأنه كان catalyst لا يزيد لك حتى الترافيك اللي بيجي لعندك؟ لانه obviously مثل ما قلت عم يشوفوا غيرهم وعم يتاثروا فيهم هن كانوا بدهم يعملوا هيك so انه في عندك direct correlation where زاد percentage من سنة الماضية لهلا specifically after TikTok ضج هالقد مثلا أو شيء ولا لا؟
Yeah. I guess it depends how much you invest in it. يعني في medical practices or medi spas or injectors like me that dedicate a lot of time to social media. أنا صراحة ما كتير. يعني I could be doing better on the social media trend. ما كتير أنا يعني I like word of mouth. I like referrals. I like إنه زبون تجي لعندي تنبسط بالنتيجة.
بجيب لك اثنين من عندها.
Exactly. And those are I find the patients that are the most loyal.
Of course.
You know, social media it's more like okay, let me see her account. How many followers does she have? But that's not a true indication of how good an injector is. Again, it has its pros and cons. يعني it's a great way to market yourself. بس كمان بحس أوقات it's false advertisement. يعني إنه
it depends what you put out there.
Exactly, it depends. But from what I hear, some clients they go to these injectors that dedicate a lot of time to their social media وبيعملوا brand و image and it's great. يعني أنا كتير بشجع هيدا الشيء. بس كمان إنه ما تكون القصة بس إنه marketing يعني لا you have to give your بدك تعمل relationship مع المريض لا إنه مش مرضى بس إنه patient client whatever you want to call it and you have to maintain a rapport with them يعني إنه أوكي نحن اليوم أوكي عمل لك هيك يلا مش إنه يلا عملت لك شوي فيك يلا باي خلاص next لا أنا ما بشتغل بهالطريقة أنا كتير بشتغل إني continue the follow up وهيك وفي منهم لا they just want a big volume of patients and they want to make that big money. Again, it depends on the person, the injector, the owner, the medi spa. Again, بعيد social media is a great catalyst to draw attention to your practice and draw attention to your work. But after that, it's how you maintain it.
Exactly. لأنه eventually إذا الكاستمر تعمل له شيء منيح راح يجيب لك اثنين غير وإذا بتعمل شيء عاطل راح يشلك
لو عملت سوشيال ميديا أو ما عملت سوشيال ميديا.
لا إذا the product is already there why not get more traffic يعني.
Plus أنا I feel السوشيال ميديا يعني أنت you did mention هالشيء من شيء حلقتين وقت مع حلقة جورج صليبة it establish credibility للشخص خصوصي يلي جاي مش through referral إنه أنا إذا let's say ألا اللي روح عند هذا الشخص خلاص أنا I trust ألا I theoretically trust روح عند تاني شخص بس إذا حدا قرر إنه لا baby it's time أنا أعمل whatever botox or fillers شايف هيدا رح يروح على something that حسه present أكتر حسه في credibility أكتر يلي بوقتنا social media is one of the main references
I look at it as like a portfolio.
Exactly.
For my work يعني for my industry.
Yep.
إنه you have a place you can open and you can take a look. Do my results coincide with what you're looking for?
صح.
أهلا وسهلا.
مزبوط.
يمكن في عندي client ما يعجبها شغلي بدها شيء more exaggerated.
Yep.
Maybe I'm not the right provider for her.
مثل tattoo artist تروحي عند specific tattoo artist بدك تعمل
صح.
that style. Yeah, بس credibility is a big thing, especially when you start posting YouTube videos or let's say TikTok videos that are educational, not just تفرجي مثلا okay before and after.
صح.
تحكي أنت عن the process شو عم تعملي حتى when people think you're knowledgeable even though let's say you were 2 times the cost of someone else.
True.
They're gonna go to you and they trust you. This is more important than the actual cost.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to actually do now with my يعني social media accounts. I'm جرب كون more educational. ما بعرف إذا if you guys took a look.
أصلاً you do have a couple. You do have a couple of أكتر حتى كذا video you're just explaining stuff.
وبحب هيدا الشيء. I like this approach more than إنه okay شوفوا أنا شو عملت before and after. Okay, it's great because you want to take a look at the result.
Of course.
But I think a lot of people are not very educated in this industry. They're getting better through social media. لأنه أكيد في providers مثلي كمان they're sharing a lot of knowledge. بس I'm trying to take this approach now.
You should. عندي 10 titles فيك تستعمليهم هلا مثلا 5 common mistakes
يلا بعت لي
women make لا ولا أنه هيك 5 common mistakes women make when getting Botox for the first time. مثلا you mentioned those. Then فيك تعملي 5 2022 trends that are popping right now and should you do it
فين نحط 10 شي مطلع
لا 5
بس 5 نستعمل 5 انت
هن 5 يصيروا 10
صح
5 the golden number.
ولا انه this would help a lot even though it's going to be a slow process.
Yeah.
But once you build that portfolio of حتى knowledge, not just the product you put out there, then people are going to be, okay, eventually it's going to become exponential.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, my close friends and family كمان بيقولوا لي نفس الشيء, same advice, إنه حطي more educational things, لأنه أنا كتير بحب explain what I'm doing. يعني أنا اللي عن جد my clients they'll testify to this. كتير باخد وقت بالconsultation وبحب إنه إلا مثلا أنا عم قلك هيك كرمال هيك because this 1 2 3 4 يعني I give a lot of like education and I tell her like you know it's all about trust, you know.
Better yet is let's say you don't find the time, which all we can, but let's say you're not finding the time to قاعد على الكاميرا وتحكي.
هي عن جد بدها وقت صراحة
أكيد
يعني.
بس instead أنت you're already doing it صح. Let's say إيف فات لعندك عم تعمل معي consultation.
One of my staff members أو شيء هيك.
Someone can document this and you're already explaining it.
صح.
All you have to do is post it.
صح.
لأنه you're already doing. بس obviously تاني person هون بدك تاخذي consent منه.
دخيلكم ال consent the legality.
While you're working, you can actually document and show people what you're doing.
صح.
That way, it even adds more credibility
صح.
to that. So.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. That's my next step in my work.
Nice.
Inshallah. I'm trying, I think, for not really putting a lot of effort in social media.
Okay.
I think I still have a pretty good يعني, portfolio, I want to call it.
Good. Nice. طيب, aside from that, what do you do for fun? يعني شو بيعملوا عالم بأمريكا؟ نحن بنوصل لمحل إنه ما في شيء apart from food.
نحن this is for fun.
Apart from eating وهيك, there's not much to do.
Good question. صراحة I spend a lot of time مع أهلي يعني.
Okay.
ماما بابا خيي. بظهر أنا وماما كتير. My mom she's a stay at home يعني. فبحب نعمل activities أنا وياها, نروح shopping بس an activity بنظري أنا. كتير بحب سافر. يعني أنا من النوع يعني الأشخاص اللي ما عنده مشكلة مثلا ما أقدر على مطرح for 3-4 months straight, just work home and then take a nice vacation, travel somewhere and travel outside of the country, مش إنه بس in the United States.
Washington DC.
صرت مسافرة على كتير بلاد, فبحب هيدا الشيء. It's one of my leisures يعني in life. وبس أرجع من سفر I feel more motivated or recharged. بحب هيدا الشيء. بحب شوف بلاد تانية لأنه I get more like هيك أفكار of things I can do, you know, in my practice too. You know, when you meet different types of people, it's good for personal growth.
Yep,
you know.
For sure.
أصلا بيقولوا business growth is a direct
بعطيك وقت
دورك هلا.
dictionary بدي أعذبك.
أعطي dictionary.
And there's a direct correlation between business growth and your personal growth.
Absolutely.
It's a direct correlation. And into the more your business grow, you'd be growing at the same time. There's no way the business is going to grow as you're not growing
100%.
at the same time.
وأنا أوقات بحكي ل you know my friends and family أنا كتير تغيرت وطورت من حالي من ورا شغلي. يعني when I first started I'm young يعني أنا بعدني younger يعني بعد ما وصلت للثلاثينات فبنظري أنا بعدني صغيرة for my age I feel إنه كتير أخذت a lot of experience, not just technically and work-wise, and just personally يعني. I meet so many different personalities and different cultures وأديان كل حدا بيقعد بالchair عندي بتعلم شي منه. Whether it's like, oh, what do you do for a living? And then the conversation sparks. Oh, بشتغل بالتك, بعمل كذا, بتعلم اشياء يعني. It's really nice for me.
That's something we've experienced first. عن جد أنا أصلاً when I started college يعني عم نحكي 2013 كنت I was lucky enough كون عم بشتغل in parallel بالindustry بالmusic entertainment industry. I got to meet a lot of people, work with a lot of people different ages.
صح.
هالشي كتير ساعدني طور my personality. وانت قلتي هلا كل ما تقدم يعني في عندك حدا على الكرسي you learn from them. نحن we've experienced this هيدا البودكاست بالذات like this is like our episode 33 or something like that. عن جد الحلقات were كل ما نخلص حلقة نقول if that was interesting, that was nice.
Yeah.
Different topics, different people, different approaches للمواضيع. حتى بنكتشف قصص مطلعين اخبار ثيوريز نحن بنص الحلقه.
Yeah.
لا عن جد but I do agree 100% للشيء اللي عم تقوليه.
Yeah. لأنه لما بيسألوني like how old are you they بينصدموا إنه أنا هالقد مثلا I carry myself so maturely or whatever. بس كمان it has a lot to do. It's not just age. It's what you go through in life. يعني
Of course.
the exposure you get.
100% أكيد.
Yeah, this industry definitely exposed me. I learned a lot of things. Learned from my mistakes. يعني بالبداية.
Of course.
يعني
Especially if you do your own thing. That's a
yeah.
يعني لا توشنا.
أنا ما كتير عالي الصوت عندي.
اوكي تمام.
ما انتوشت بس هو انتوش.
Especially if you do your own thing, it forces you to learn quickly. لأنه ما حدا ببلش بزنس وعارف كل شيء شو بده يصير. فبيصير في خبصات وبيك تصلحي وتخبصي وتضبطي. So yeah, interesting.
That's interesting. طيب speaking of travel, World Cup.
لا مش مدورين الماتش ولا إيه؟
هي في
المغرب ربحت اليوم.
المغرب ربحت.
It's very nice. حلوة للعرب.
So شو خبرينا عن the experience there يعني how was it?
So
رحت على
I was in Qatar بالدوحة. I watched USA and Wales.
Okay.
وصراحة I think another two نسيتهم. I only علقت معي ال USA and Wales عشان أنا I'm American. I watched another يمكن Portugal and أول البداية نسيت. هلا طبعا المهم يعني مني soccer يعني connoisseur here يعني بس إنه it was really nice. أنا صراحة بدي أحكي يعني عن قطر كدولة يعني they did a really good job.
بس I think شو ظهرتي out of him. Thanks.
لا بدكم تشوفوني.
لا هو يحن كله شايف.
لا هون شايفينك بس هونيك شوي مقطوش نصك يعني. Okay we're good.
حبيت several views يعني حسيت حالي
It's the first time trying this mic.
والله يلا منيح.
تنشوف
البروفايل يطلع مظبوط.
رح يطلع.
So Qatar was a really nice experience for the World Cup and they really did a lot يعني لهيدا المشروع و I was really impressed وعن جد دفعوا كتير مصاري يعني استثمروا كتير بالمشروع يعني and it shows you know كان في كتير fan zones, big screens, a lot of entertainment. الجو كان حلو and the stadiums were absolutely magnificent يعني عملوا شيء كتير حلو and I had a great time you know especially like حبيت إنه ببلد عربي يعني you know إنه قد ما نقول مثلا إنه نحن عايشين بأمريكا هيك دايما شيء بيكون بلاد العرب بشدنا يعني إنه we get more happy that it's
plus هن they like to be شوي extra يعني
100%.
هيدا بس أنا كمان سمعت عن augmented reality اللي عم تنعمل بقلب الجيمز like people I'm not sure if that's true أو صارت معك people download an app where they can actually point their camera في augmented reality that shows the player stats and stuff like that while watching
I don't know about that
okay.
أنا ما كتير بهول technical بس في عندهم شيء اسمه الهايا card وهايا app. It's very nice very well organized يعني اللي بيكون جاي من ولا مرة رايحة قطر يعني it has everything you need in that app so it's really nice where you want to stay like attractions it's just a really well organized app for visitors you know.
Nice.
yeah بس كتير نحكى ما بعرف إذا بدنا نفوت بهالتوبيك أصلا لا عن ال controversial part of things هونيك قد
ده alcohol يعني
لا مش alcohol عم بحكي prior to that كيف إنه قطر ما كانوا كتير respecting للhumanity كتير كانوا للworkers بطريقة مش منيحة عوملوا توصلوا لهالبرودكت بهالسرعة whatever وهيك وكتير حكى يعني انتقدوا قطر بحد ذاتهم وانتقدوا الفيفا as well إنه هن they gave contract هالقد قصير وقته theoretically لأنه أخذوه بال2010 أو شيء هيك لقطر. ما بعرف if you guys heard about that controversy.
ما هو نفس الcontroversy بيحكوا عنه عن دبي same thing يعني بيحكوا عن glamorous part and بيجي واحد بيطلع بيصير يحكي إنه إيه بس you haven't seen the workers كيف يعملون وهيك which you know
أنا my take on it يعني like you said بس أنا كمان بقول إنه يعني if you look at it in a different perspective إنه هالبلاد فاتحة شغل لكتير جنسيات يعني الهنود البنغال all of those يعني countries. So I guess you know we have to give them credit for that يعني بمطرح للبنانيين مثلا في وقت قطر فتحت كتير opportunities for the Lebanese to يطلعوا يشتغلوا I don't think it's necessarily like you know a bad thing. هلا أنا I'm not ما بعرف قد في if they're treating people badly وهيك بس أنا from what I've seen the Qatari people are very hospitable يعني ما they're to themselves يعني ما كتير they have their own.
هلا اللي عم بينقع على هالموضوع which I get I understand بس at the same time عم يستعمل AirPods يلي عم يصنعوهم بتشاينا that بفاكتوريز يلي عم يحرقوا دينهم للعالم as well so kind of في hypocrisy بالموضوع إنه
or those fast fashion شين وهود اللي يعني
إنه that's how it is. ما بعرف إذا we complain about it شو رح تفيد إنه it's gonna stay like that. People بيجوا من countries where the currency تبعهم مش منيحة which لبنان صار هيك.
صح.
So بيروح على بلد تاني بيستفيدوا من الفرصة هذا البلد لأنه they can hire them for way less.
True.
Because of the difference in the currency.
Right.
لبنان special case لأنه حتى إذا بتقبض هيك صار غالي لبنان as well versus مثلا.
True.
مثلا أنا my editor ببرازيل. بدفع له إياه إذا I want to hire someone here. I'm gonna have to pay him way more. So, but over there, he's it's good money over Brazil. So
تفرق.
That's how it is. It's unfortunate أكيد يعني بس إنه it's controversial.
It is controversial.
It's controversial.
أنا حضرت لأنه يعني in fact في كثير قصص ما كنت حتى مفكر فيها وحضرت فيديو حدا عامل ليك فيك.
سوري ماما نعمل بودكاست.
فيديو حدا apparently معروف بالUK إذا ماني غلطان وعامل big video about هذا الموضوع وجاي footage ومفرجة the bad stuff كل شيء bad in fact مسك
على قطر
على قطر وعن كيف نعمل ورثة وكيف تعمروا الستاديومز وكيف الهيدا
بس في bad and good بكل شيء يعني
exactly أنا هيدا ما حبيته
I don't like أنا شخصيا ما بحب هيك أنواع فيديوز لأنه you're only showing one part of the story يعني if you also read online ما في they're now donating all of these like steel and all the things they used to build the stadiums to other countries طب ما هيدي كمان إنه
yeah exactly
obviously it's one-sided video and that's the point that this is what gets more views
right
يعني people would click on a title saying
clickbait
it's not clickbait but people just are more drawn to the negative
right
Qatar donates $1 billion to مدري شو okay nice ما بيعبروا
Qatar
is treating 1 million employees very badly who are sleeping all together in one room whatever not a hypothetical example that's going to get more clicks and it's going to create more an emotional response from people. That's the point.
I feel that applies لكل شيء بالحياة على فكرة. You notice I'm gonna give a very random example بعيد عن كل شيء.
Yeah.
بس إذا بتقارن movies, okay, يلي drama movies والcomedy movies rating wise والbudgets يلي صاروا بينحطوا على هوديك it's not even like you cannot compare. أو أتخن كوميدي موفي ريتنج يمكن 7.5 الدراما 8.5 9 أو بحكي over 10 ريتنج that's everything in life يعني السادنس نتعامل معه
people love drama
love
صح yeah
يعني أنا صراحة شخصيا you know I didn't really go deep into the technicalities of قطر وهيك أنا بحكي كأوتسايدر جاي على بلد أول مرة I think I think they did a great job. It was very civil. ما كان في ما حدا يعني ضايق حدا from my experience. اشتغلوا كتير على you know entertainment aspects. رحنا على سوق واقف.
سوق
واقف exactly. ورحنا I was staying in the Pearl Island. They had so many nice shows وmusic. يعني عن جد they did a nice vibe يعني. فأنا have to give them credit for
أكيد
that.
أنا 100%.
وأنا I'm sure إنه هني خسروا أكتر من ما ربحوا يعني بالمشروع.
Sure, but I'm sure that's all planned out for 20, 30 years down the line.
Yeah, they have a vision there shooting.
I'm sure.
And كمان it's in my opinion it's a good thing يعني لأنه هول البلاد مفروض إنه كمان يعني يكونوا a little bit more open مثلا إنه بحس إنه كل البلاد بالعالم بحب يتقارنوا بأمريكا but we have a certain system here. The reason why you like it is because we have a system. So in order for you to إنه كمان كبلد مش عم نحكي بس على قطر عم بحكي إنه Middle East in general اللي بعدهم شوي بس مثل السعودية مثل whatever إنه هلأ they're trying to open up, they're trying to get more people يجوا على البلد experience مثلا. طب مثلا for example أنا employee إنه إذا أنا أمريكانية you have to give me like a nice package أو give me something for me to روح اشتغل ببلدكم. ما هن they're trying to get you know Westerners like Americans, British people to be teachers, doctors, you know, they're trying to elevate their country. So in order for me to come كمان انتو بدكم to westernize شوي لأنه ما في حدا حيترك أمريكا وكندا وUK اللي عندكم الحرية عنا الحرية نعمل اللي بدنا إياه نلبس اللي بدنا إياه whatever. So you have to also تطوروا من بلدكم in order for people to want to be drawn. Like Dubai kind of. Now they're
صح. But I know there's a line يعني
yeah of course
they will never become what
Absolutely.
the US is never because I know هن في religion عندهم is above anything. So I don't think they would break that line, which they shouldn't.
I respect that
which
too.
they shouldn't. لأنه هيدا their rules, it's their house, their rules.
Absolutely.
Basically. مش ما فيك تفرضيه عليهم والعكس صحيح هن ما فيهم يفرضوا على غير بلاد as well. Which هون it's a completely different discussion لأنه clearly واضح كيف رايحين.
لا بس قطر honestly is a really family oriented إنه country. أنا كتير حبيت يعني هيك family vibes.
Nice.
Did it feel crowded at any point? كله وحياة الله من أول ما عم بحضر الورد كاب أنا I've been to Qatar, I've been to Doha. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's a small city.
وكوانتيتي العالم بعتقد يلي هونيك خيالية. So من الأول ما عم بحضر يا خيي فين تحس بالعجقة. Did it feel crowded at any point? ما بعرف.
أنا رحت شوي قبل ما بلشت الورد كاب. It was empty. بس بلش الورد كاب. But nice vibes.
Okay. Wow, that's
a lot of the residents were saying how they really enjoyed إنه يعني في هذا ال vibe.
That's awesome.
صارت alive.
Yeah, so something different. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think we're at a good point to wrap up. نحنا Rayanne usually نسأل كل guest بآخر البودكاست to give an advice to anyone about anything. ما ضروري شيء يحكينا عنه أكيد بالحلقة.
Yeah.
So طلع بكاميرتك أول مرة فينا نقولها هيدي طلع بكاميرتك و give an advice to anyone about anything.
Wow, you put me on the spot. شو بدي أقول? I'm gonna give advice that أنا أخذته يعني على نفسي يعني. إنه الإنسان إذا بده يطور من نفسه بحياته أو ما عجبه like they don't like the place they're in right now you have to do something about it. يعني ما في شيء حيجي إنه هيك أنا مش مبسوطة بإنه شو شغلك مش باستك relation you're in مش هيدا. Something has to change at some point. نحنا we have to elevate ourselves. We have to do something different, not the normal that we're usually doing in order to get better results. I think this is a advice that I did on my own يعني لحالي إنه فجأة هيك فقت I was like you know what I'm gonna do things differently now. So self-evaluation is very important. We should all self-evaluate يعني our lives and see what we can do to make it better because there's a lot of opportunities out there. You just have to be willing to do the work.
That's awesome.
Very well said.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
that
for
was
having
great.
me.
نحط أكيد إذا حدا wants to reach out.
So you want to shout out your
Instagram
location or that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
رح نحطه حتى بالdescription, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So my Instagram is dra.rayanne.abood and they'll shout it, put it in the هيدا. Anybody who wants to follow, all the information is on my page, my portfolio.
Nice. Perfect. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.